And just like that, we are on episode 26. We've got Mike Acuna of the Mike Acuna podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all the gents, ladies, and non-binaries. Before we talk to our guest, this is something really special here, and you'll find out in a minute why I say that. I'd like to say hi to Nina Comsti. She's turning into Divisoria in a few days. I'm sure she is a reseller. Might want to check out whatever she does. She has whatever she's selling rather. She sells a lot of them. Meron siyang mga walis, meron siyang mga wooden spoons and forks, plates, chinaware, longganisa, laing, sisig. Oh my God, like sausage. She has all of that. So, quick shout out to Nina. You've been keeping me fed with your products, and I thank you for that. Also, I want to say hi to Ichiban Mayoralgo of Mayor's Delight.
Oh my
They
God.
sell the best sausages. So you're gonna find the logo right here. Okay, right here. That's what you want to look for on Facebook. And they're really ano talaga sila, mabilis silang sumagot, right? So that is something you definitely wanna check out. Ang sarap-sarap ng sausage niya. Ang pangit pakinggan, pero ang sarap-sarap talaga ng sausage ni Ichiban Mayoralgo. I just ordered 18 pieces kasi it's 9 per pack, right? So I ordered 18 pieces from him just yesterday, and me and my son love it. So thank you so much, Mayor's Delight. You want to try the Hungarian cheese dog, okay? All right, so that's what you want to try. That's my jam right there. All right, our guest for today is actually, he started out as a client, but I'd like to think of him as a friend now. You know, everything was said and done. You got married when again?
Last year, October, pare.
Was it October? Oh my God. Okay, so
October,
he
bro.
is the head of marketing communications at, of course, Canon PH. He is, he is a gamer, and also a big part of what we want to talk about to Anvey here is the sneakerhead culture or the shoe collecting culture. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show in this pouring rain, Mr. Anvey Factora. Wow.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
Hey, my
Thanks
guy.
for having me, pare. Salamat. It was
It's a
it was
pleasure.
still very surreal.
Really?
Very yeah, because well, I could remember us meeting first in a wedding of one of my best men, actually best man,
Oh,
si
yeah.
Cyrus.
Cyrus Isles. Cyrus
Yes,
Isles,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw, well, para sa mga nakikinig guys, no? So, well, basically, I saw Mike's awesomeness in another wedding. And
Oh,
then
thank
a
you.
side story lang would be, like, when I went home and then I had to call back then the fiance, and then I told myself, told her that I found our host for the wedding. So I go, he's gonna be our host. So whether you like it or not, he's gonna be our host.
Pare,
Then ganun yung story nun on whatever the ano.
I hope
Pero
that she didn't feel like you were shoving me down her throat, eh?
hindi, bro.
Well,
I mean, when she saw the things that you've been doing, no, in hosting both
Yeah.
on the corporate and the wedding, she was quite impressed also. So sabi ko, of course, how could I will choose the best people out there for you, my love.
Thank you. Oh shoot,
Yan
biglang
na.
umulog. God does not seem to agree with that statement. Okay, but yeah, thank you so much, man. All that matters is the praise that I receive in from other people in my mortal form. So, maraming salamat, pare ko. That I really mean that kasi it's something that I've been doing full time for the past how many years now, and before the pandemic, I had no plans of stopping it. So thank you so much. Those are really, really kind words. Is the rain getting to you? Are you hearing the rain right now?
No, hindi naman masyado. Hindi naman
Okay,
masyado.
hindi naman
Okay,
masyado.
ox lang. Ox
Alright.
lang. Steady lang, bro. Pare.
Alright,
Well, I think
so-
it hindi naman masyado. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Should be
Thank
okay.
you. All right. So Anvey, can you tell us a bit about? We'll get to the other things later, but in your professional career, in your 9 to 5, so to speak, how does one become the marketing communications at Canon PH? Do you have to have some know-how about photography? Do you have to know about sales right away? What type of person gets that job? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, your corporate hustle, no, as you usually call it,
Corporate
is
hustle.
your 9 to 5 or your 9 to 6 is where sabi nga nila. Well, this is a term of a good friend, no, si Carlo Ople. He usually says that build your career in 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, and then build your dreams 7 to 9, 7 to 1. So very strong statement, no? Because
Solid.
you pay the bills, you go to the office, no? You go to the office, you do best practice for the industry, and then by 7 o'clock onwards, you build your dreams, whatever those dreams are. But just go back to what you've asked, no, Mike. Basically, if you right now, no, I started again my early career. I was an advertising guy. I
Uh-huh.
started as a copywriter for an advertising agency. So really, I was writing scripts, I was writing TVCs, I was writing print ads for clients. And then from there, I transitioned to being a PR guy. And then from being a PR guy for almost 5 years, I transitioned to being a tech guy. So I was in ASOS. I was heading marketing back then for ASOS. So that's where my gaming, which I will discuss with you later on, no? My gaming passion was really parang it evolved. It went back to my childhood days because I was handling a gaming brand, no? And then from there, I switched. Last year was a very challenging year for me in terms of career. Uh, as some people know, I quit 3 jobs last year. I quit the longest, one of my longest, ASOS, which is a company that I like. And then I moved to Huawei. I was handling the smartphone brand. I launched P30 Pro. Particularly, the ambassador there was Pia Wurtzbach, and then we had a lot of people also joining
Yeah.
the campaign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Lazada very quick, where I had a very exciting role as well. So I had the comms and PR for Lazada. And my first month, I went immediately to Alibaba because Lazada was bought by Alibaba. So it was the parang globalization strategy of Alibaba is to acquire
Mhm.
the top e-commerce companies, no? And then from there, basically everything last year, like what I've mentioned, I also got married. So sabi nga nila, well, this one medyo naniniwala ako because sabi nga nila na parang when you're good at your career, you're bad at your love life, no? Pero when you're good at your love life, medyo sablay ka ng konti sa career. But last
Yeah.
year, I was really, di ba? I was really good with my love life, and then but the career was really horrible. I quit
Yeah.
3 jobs. I became miserable in some of the roles that I have. Personally, it evolved, no? And then of course now I was heading Marcom, marketing communications and trade for Canon.
Mm.
Very exciting role because number one, I've been really a passionate content creator slash photographer. So always believed that I wanted to be a content creator ever since.
Okay.
And this is not because of I want to earn, but
Mhm.
really it's a creative outlet, Mike. No, this is something that I personally wanted to pursue on a side hustle thing because yun nga yung tinanong mo, di ba? Na parang how can you do the 9 to 6 job while also do something else, no? So yun. So now basically in Canon, I handle the marketing communications. Then if not necessarily you should know the camera, but what you should be knowing if you have this kind of like siguro industry is at least how you reach out, how you understand your market, number one. And then number two is the product knowledge comes along naman eh. At your journey when you're learning the how the dynamics is in the internal discussions within your team, no, or even the different departments, you get along, naiintindihan mo na yan. This camera is for this entry level, this camera is for this person, etc., etc. So in principle, basically everything else that you know on the marketing point of view should be anchored when you change the industry. Kasi same naman yung principles eh. Same naman yung dynamics. It so happened that different, of course, different product, potentially different industry, and different target market or different audience or different platform. So siguro, as marketers right now, you see people now not investing so much on siguro yung mga traditional advertising platforms such as like yung mga out of home or yung mga even your TV commercials, no?
Yeah.
Because of different things happening. So from
TV and radio spots
expensive.
are yeah,
Too
they're
expensive, pare.
overpriced.
Correct. So if you look at it that way, creators or marketers both should adopt or should change, no? Should basically be part of this quote unquote evolving dynamics of being a marketer. So yun, I think it's really something that still I'm evolving because of what happened for the past 3 months. So no one knew about it, no one was prepared. If there are some companies that are really prepared for it, sila yung talagang super advanced na, no? These are people na talagang mga digital natives or they work remotely by themselves.
Right.
Meaning, whatever happens, they know how to adjust or their company knows to adjust. But it's not the same case for every company, no? There are
depends on the
companies that
brand.
heavily relies on correct.
Mhm.
So there are companies that heavily rely still on like paper, no? And then there are companies that heavily rely on meeting people. And unfortunately, right now, you can't meet people. You can only do these kinds of things like Zoom meeting,
Yeah.
diba? Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, Zoom. So marketers nowadays would really change differently and adapt to what the needs of their market. Or kung san, sabi nga nila, kung nasan yung audience mo, you have to be relevant and you have to find them. You have to be there. So yun.
Really important. Really important.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yun, those are basically on a corporate side of things. Yun yung ano ko. So like before we start, Mike, I just finished a con call, a regional con call, and local con call as well. So alam mo yun, it's the new normal. As much as I don't want to say that term,
Holy shit! No one hates that term more than I do. You know what I do for a living, pare. So
I know.
Yeah,
you guys were bad. You guys were badly hit, and then it's not the right term for me, but rather, wala, pare. You just have to adjust to that kind of situation right now. You just have to adapt to it, and then sabi nga nila, what I really I really believe this year is that you don't need to earn this year, but you need to survive. The key for this year is to survive.
True.
You don't need to get so much money at this point, or you don't need to at least get whatever business. Yeah. But at the end of everything is that you need to survive this year.
That's right,
which is very important.
I agree. You know, I was watching a video. I forgot who the author of that video is. He's an African American guy, and he likes mixing poetry and rap. Right? I saw this on Instagram. Even Will Smith stands for him. Pero yeah, one thing that struck me out of everything he said was 2020 is morbid. From Kobe to COVID. Parang, whoa, yeah, shoot. Oh man, no? Like, pare. So I wanted to ask you, like, for the creatives out there, because you yourself are a creative. You have a YouTube channel. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a YouTube channel.
Can.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's talk about the content that you, because so far I've checked out the roster of the videos, or the lineup of the videos that you have. You're starting to get into sneakers, right?
Yes.
As seen in your background.
Kita naman sa background.
Yeah, you even have the Thanos glove right there.
Yes.
Pare.
That was
useless right now.
Father's Day.
COVID snapped.
I know.
COVID snapped faster than Thanos. Ayan, pare.
I know.
So how did you get into sneakers? Right? I mean, was it, kasi for some people it's you developing an obsession about sports and sneakers. Kasi sneakers, when you say sneakers, not everyone would know about Stan Smith for who he is and what sports he catered to when this particular shoe came out. But everyone knows Jordans, right? In that video of yours that I saw, the one with ano tawag doon sa colorway na yun?
Court purple. The reason one.
The court purple. Court Purple, beautiful video, pare. We'll have the link right here, right now, or in the caption. But that was a very, very nice take on the Jordan. You actually gave us not just a sneaker review, but a Filipino sneakers review of that particular pair, right? So how much work did it come to that? Because some people, including the creatives, might choose to release a podcast, or they might, start releasing videos on YouTube. Parang how much of the creative work goes into making a video that long? It's about what, 7 minutes,
10
13
minutes,
10 minutes,
7 to 10 minutes, something like that.
The planning and the plotting, plus the
Correct,
execution.
correct.
How much of that? How much work was that?
Sige. Well, before I even start siguro, no, Mark, I think my motivation was, again, I was never quote unquote a sneaker head, but more of really an enthusiast. So my frustration, or my personal journey going to buying sneaker pairs, particularly Jordan ones, became more relevant siguro like maybe 7 years or 8 years ago. Well, of course, as my friends know, I'm not the most the wealthiest guy out there. I don't have much pairs of shoes. No. So even me growing up, I was frustrated, and I wanted to really buy the best pairs for me. Sabi ko, pag nagtrabaho na ako, pag-iipunan ko siya, and then I'm gonna buy whatever I want to buy, etc., etc. And then, of course, move forward to 7 years ago. I was really just looking at this shoe. No, I was back then in Hong Kong ata, or and when you're in Hong Kong, there was really parang parang isa yun sa mga sneaker areas where you buy good high quality or mga rare pairs, di ba? Kalimutan ko yung area, but I was in that area. I was looking for like a personal gift for myself. And then later on, sabi ko na parang this shoe is really good. And then at first, I didn't even know that it was a Jordan 1. Ganun ako ka-ignorante. Pare. So, yeah. So, parang wala ko.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry.
So wala talaga yun. So parang ganun ako ka-ignorante. I mean, I was even to the point na parang sabi ko, is this even a basketball shoe or is it a lifestyle shoe? So, and then fast forward, back then I don't have yet enough money naman, no. And then later on, nakita ko ulit yung same pair. And then I had the money, and then I just went for it. Actually, yung first pair ko was what it was called is parang Jordan 1 Olympic bronze. Okay, so that particular pair, let me actually get it.
Sige, go ahead.
Saan ba siya? Nandito lang siya.
Alright, cool.
Ito yung maganda kasi pwede mo makuha yung mga gusto mong sneakers na i-discuss.
I know.
So this is the first pair that I have.
That's beautiful.
Medyo matagal na siya, but this is if I'm not mistaken, this was in time for an Olympics, siguro like two Olympics ago. Uh-huh. So this is a pair that was designed for the Olympics. That's why meron siyang tatlo. Actually, meron siyang gold version, may silver, and then this is Olympic bronze.
Okay. Can you hold it closer to the camera?
This one. Okay. Yes. Here we go.
I love the colorway.
Yeah. Medyo,
damn, bro.
Marami na siyang crease, but
well,
still,
that shows that you're actually using it. You're not just know. Diba?
No, yeah. Later on, we can somehow quote unquote differentiate it, no. Pero what I like about this pair is yun lagi ko sinasabi nga na parang it doesn't run out of style. These kinds of shoes could be either an investment for you. It could be also something that you can always use, no? And then you just feel happy about it. It's like a kid buying a toy. Ganun yung pakiramdam niya, diba? When you buy things, of course, not just sneakers, anything. When you buy things that you like, that you want, you feel happy about, no? You tend to cherish it, eh. And then as you go along, and then of course yun lang. Siyempre yung mga tip lang, no? For those who wanted to buy sneakers or either parang go into being a sneakerhead, quote unquote, is that just make sure that you have really spare money. When you do so, no, don't buy it for the sake of you will feel na you will earn, you will feel na i-display ko lang to, and etc etc. No, you buy it for number one, you use it. Ako yun yung lagi kong sinasabi. You buy it because you want to use it, and you feel proud about it. You feel confident when you wear that pair, no? And then number two is that, of course, for those people that wanted to do content creation at the same time, you do it also as a side hobby. So just that's where basically everything comes in. So
this
for
is
me,
your advice for the creatives naman, right?
Oo,
Who are sneaker enthusiasts at the same time. Right?
Correct. So when you're basically a sneaker enthusiast already, and then now you're a creative also, then you either want to explain like your shoes in like this kind of format in a podcast or in a YouTube channel or in a Facebook page or in a community. Of course, you have to really somehow understand the basic principles, no? Basic principles by means of course, you have to understand the history. So this is where my content comes along. So I really do take time to, number one, research about it. Research on the background of the sneaker. Why is it called that way? Why, yun, katulad nung kanina, di ba? Yung Olympic bronze. It looks nice. It looks nice. It's fancy. It's super good. Ganda ng colorway. But when people ask you, oh, you know the story about that sneaker? Alam mo ba na yan yung sneaker na ginamit ni, kunwari, ni Jordan nung nag-champion siya with the 1989 Bulls or something like that? Or did you know that was the 1985 first Jordan pair that was worn? So there was really a huge history to it. So for you to create a quite nice of a content, no? Apart from the fancy transitions, from the sound effects, you understanding midsole, outsole, the tongue, etc., you just have to also understand the history of it. And Jordan 1s, for me, really has the unique heritage history of Jordan's career along the way. And as you know also, di ba, recently, the Last Dance was parang, quote-unquote, parang it was the highly anticipated Netflix basketball series, no? So it showed Jordan's career from being a no one to being the legend that he is right now. So for me, yun nga, parang you have to understand basically the history of the shoe. You have to understand why it was called that way. And then you have to understand, more importantly, na parang with this shoe, how can this impact people in a very positive way? Simply put, is that, can I inspire more people to be sneakerheads? Can I inspire more people to appreciate the culture of sneaker community, no? Can I inspire people to be creators as well, like me? So those are things that I have to take into consideration. So number one is, of course, research. You have to understand and really go into detail and see na bakit siya tinawag na court purple, bakit siya tinawag na Chicago's, bakit siya, ang dami kasi, di ba? Pero yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa wife ko rin, na parang magkakaiba yung colorway niya. Meron lang nabagong black swoosh dyan, may nabago lang yung logo placement dyan, and
very
so on and so forth.
Lang,
but
no? Very subtle differences.
Merong story behind it. So that's where, for me, that's where everything else comes into play. You start with the story. You start basically with history or the research part, and then from there you somehow conceptualize your flow. So similarly, on how you do your programs, no, you have to understand what is the start. So for me, like for example, in my recent video, I talk about that colorway is one of the most discussed topics within the sneaker community, and because the sneaker that I will talk about became very popular because of its unique colorway. No one wanted before, or it was not the regular parang practice to wear a purple sneakers. Diba? So but there was a really good history about that sneaker that became popular with that particular colorway. So yun yung part ng you have to structure the content so that the first 30 seconds, yun nga, I'm putting now my marketer hat, no? So ginagamit ko yung marketing mindset ko na parang first 30 seconds, dapat ma-hype ko na yung mga tao. And then next 30 seconds into the entire thing, my content needs to be properly structured in a way of who I want to communicate with, no? So I start with my concept and then I start with the research part. And then second is I shoot first personally, I shoot first my talking head. So from the structure, I would already understand na okay, I wanted to start first with what this sneaker is all about in the community. Number two is that how this sneaker is relevant into a bigger audience, such as sneaker groups, such as Jordan enthusiasts, such as Jordan 1 fanatics, no?
Right.
And then number three is that I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the technical part because when I say technical, this is the mandatories, no? Yung mga parts of the shoes. Of course, you wanted to show how beautiful it is, no? And then I usually a little end in parang I end with parang 3 basic insights about it. So if there are things that I like, this is what 1, 2, 3. And then if there are things that I don't like, 1, 2, 3. So that's how I summarize things. And then I end with in a nice B-roll again. It's basically on feet, no? So from the shoot, I start with shooting the talking head. Siguro yun mga ano yan, I spend 1 day. When I say 1 day is after my office hours, no?
Wow, okay.
So siguro mga 7 o'clock to 10. I would do like multiple rehearsals first. And then later on is, sometimes ang technique ko is that I will play the button pero iisipin ko lang na rehearsal lang siya. Because sometimes I perform better when I'm thinking na rehearsal lang siya. So just that maybe yun yung sa akin nag-work.
I feel you there, my guy.
Diba?
Yeah,
diba?
totoo.
Like, parang minsan
there's a certain
just feel na kaya ko naman eh. But there's some mindset na parang it's already rolling, you have to be serious. Sometimes you tend to be stiff. Pero when you're like free flowing, you're just like talking to the screen. You're talking to the camera directly and walang masyadong mali. That was a good take, apparently. Parang ganun, I'll use it instead. And it happened to me like several times.
I totally get that, you know, sometimes when you feel like, okay, hindi pa action, so to speak, no? Hindi pa action. Kapag nagre-rehearse ka pa lang, there's a certain level of, for you to be able to perform well enough in front of the camera, especially you have to enter this zone where you're in a way unfuckwithable. I mean,
yes.
Like you have your own flow. You're relaxed doing it. You know,
Correct.
You realize
Correct.
that while you have to retain the attention of the people who are watching your content, you also have to be relaxed yourself. Dahil if you're too stiff, you know, that's the first default there. You're gonna be too stiff. And then you're gonna lose your following because they're gonna say that you're stiff, diba?
Yes.
You're doing it wrong, my guy, diba? So I totally get that. It applies to events. Then, you know, I wanted to consult you about something, but we'll you know what? Let's do it right now. I have this pair. You know, hold on. I have this pair. I don't necessarily know the history of this, pero please don't get me wrong. I've been a big Jordan fan all my life. All my life.
What pair is this?
Let me show you. Nothing. It's nothing you haven't seen before. Okay, it's nothing you haven't seen before. What is this one?
Oh, still good.
Still good?
Yes.
Okay pa
yes.
naman. Like it's got
pare, ganda.
45.
45. The 45, I don't know if you
know
the history of the 45.
School me
but
on
the
this,
history
pare.
of the 45 was he went back to Chicago Bulls when, of course, I learned about this when I was watching the Last Dance.
Yeah.
So he did retire for quite some time, like 18 months, and then he went back. You
got the history down, my guy.
Yeah. So he went back to this is the time wherein his dad actually passed passed away. Yeah, he was ambushed or parang medyo hindi ko alam yung pinaka backstory nun, but that was the time we're in.
I think it's the mafia.
Yes,
What
the
do you think?
mafia part.
I think it's the mafia. Okay.
But yeah, that was the story related to it, though. But in any case, that one, this is actually I think it was the Jordan 11 Concorde Return of a Legend. So that particular pair was the 45 when he went back. So he did baseball, diba? So
Yes.
nag-baseball siya for like nag-baseball siya for like what? 10 months or 12 months or
Tapos
plus
there was
minus,
a protest.
no?
Yeah, there was a protest in the baseball
Of the
league.
yes.
Yeah.
Na parang from him being a legend in the basketball, he transitioned. He became a rookie. He went up again, and then the coaches were saying that he was really learning so fast. He knows the basics because ever since in the story nga of Jordan that if he was not a professional basketball, he wanted to be a professional baseball player, no. So back then that was the story of that shoe. So the Jordan 11 Concorde 2018 ata yan, if I'm not mistaken. The Retro 45. It's called the Return of a Legend. So after him being back from baseball to back to Chicago Bulls. This is 97. 96 97. So 96 97 he went back to Chicago Bulls not wearing a 23 number. Yeah. He was wearing a 45 number. Yeah. Bakit? Because ever since that was his number, and then his father wanted him to use 45 from the beginning.
His father had a say.
Yes,
he definitely had a say in his career. You know, in whatever he does, basically. Kasi sinabi naman niya na idol niya yung tatay niya.
It was a big influence. He has the dad is a big influence to him. Sa lahat ng ginawa niya from baseball to ano. And then ever since the dad was supportive to the career of MJ, no. So parang yun, that was the story of this shoe. Na it was called it was, 'di ba, when Michael Jordan left the basketball scene, parang everyone was sad. All the media all over the world went to Chicago Bulls, to the stadium of Chicago Bulls to basically witness that history.
Yeah.
And then 18 months later, he's back. So Nike, on the other hand, being a good quote unquote capitalist or
well,
diba? They had to take advantage.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, Nike's
they had to take advantage with him going back. So that was the pair that was really popular back then. So it was the pair that he used when he went back. That's why it has the 45 at the back.
I didn't know that it was called Return of the Legend. I did not know that. But I was so much of a fanatic of Michael Jordan. I used to have my jerseys. All my jerseys have my last name and the number 23. And I insist na sa lahat ng liga na sinalihan ko.
Nasasalihan mo.
Insist ko na it's gonna be a Bulls. It's gonna be a Bulls design, and I'm gonna be 23. Kasi I used to play ball when I was younger. I used to play a lot of ball when I was younger. I was team captain. I was even team captain of the team, right?
Okay.
Because it was you know how I thought I had a career in basketball, because Johnny Amarientos was still the flying A. You know, he was the man back then. Alaska Aces. The dude was 5'5".
Ronnie Magsanok.
Nice, even, pare, diba? You know, so you didn't have to be, you know, that was the trend nung time na, which made me think na, hey, you don't have to be a big man to be able to get into the league. And I was playing for our team was called the St. Jude Patriots. St. Jude Patriots. And then I played, I had to retire my number 23, and then we just put those together to make a 5. Right, but then again, you know, I might have outgrown that whole thing. I mean, I'm a freaking events host now. You know, sobrang layo. Pero My love for the Jordan brand, it's not just because of how fly the shoes are or anything else. It's really more of the history. Tama ka eh. It's more of the history, and what is the byproduct of that history? It's a great freaking struggle that Jordan went through from the time that he was, you know, cut off, cut from his varsity basketball team, or he was denied entry because he was not
Yes.
tall enough, and then nagkaroon siya
Yes.
ng growth spurt. Like he grew like what 4 inches in a year, 'di ba? Ewan ko,
Yeah.
tinuli ba si Jordan ng panahon na
But
yan?
hindi, but I agree with you because really for him, he was so competitive, but
Yeah,
he doesn't have the skills immediately. But
that's right.
he was so willing to do it, no? And
Yeah,
that's for me a motivation that you can always use to whatever you're doing, say content creation
that's right.
or being a podcast, being a
Yeah.
content creator, YouTuber, whatever you call it, no?
Uh-huh.
But yun, I mean, you start with the history and then that's the time wherein you appreciate it further. Kasi meron naman talaga naman. Don't get me wrong. There are people that really buy it for the sake of buying it because they
Yeah.
can buy it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's cool. That's cool. No
Yeah.
problem with that. You can do it.
So they
You
want to
can do it.
flex
You
and
can
floss. Yeah.
flex it all the way. You use it, up to you. But sabi ko nga, for you to share a story, it's like sharing a narrative, no? It's
Mhm.
like you sharing to your audience how the sneaker is being used from way before, because
That's right.
this was really part of history. The
Yeah.
ones that are we're seeing right now are alterations. Pero if you look at it, it was actually the sneakers that was being sold right now were
Mhm.
used like 10, 20 years ago by a
True.
legend.
True.
Diba?
True. And why are they called a legend? It's because they have a journey towards their own excellence, and I think that's why I buy it for. It reminds me of striving for excellence in everything that you
Agree.
do. Which, you know, if I were to piggyback on what you said, pwede mo siyang i-apply whatever it is in the world that you're doing, right?
Agree.
But for the
Agree.
practical ones, I want to touch on the practical ones. You mentioned that, you know, not everyone is going to buy it and then use it. But so offline we were talking about this being more than a lifestyle. This is also a mini. I watched a TED talk about the sneaker economy. They
Mhm.
have apps and everything. They have parang yung forex, they have the graphs of, okay, if you have a shoe, you have to register it. And then
Yes.
makikita mo yung resale value niya as time goes by. And then
Yes.
when the time comes na parang okay mataas siya, pwede mo na ibenta. Like how does that
Yes.
work? Like wow, it's
But
pretty crazy, ah.
I know. So there are two things actually to be number one, be business quote unquote business minded with the sneaker community. Number one would be the most immediate, like you've mentioned. Buy yun nga, buy two. One is you wear it, and then the other one you resell it, no?
Okay.
But others are now buying it for resale, no? Because the resale values are so expensive. Say for example, one perfect pair that was released like a year and a half ago is the Jordan 1 Travis Scott collab. So, dude, puta, as in like
That is
w-
expensive as fuck.
super expensive. So when pero you know how much the retail value of that is.
I,
That's like 10,000 pesos, less than 8,000 pesos. But the
holy
resale value
shit.
now is like 80,000 pesos. I know.
80
So you can
mil.
just imagine. Yes, yes. But
Putik.
okay,
Why? Okay, can you explain
but
why?
okay, because of the collab and then of course how it was hyped, no? It was a limited edition. Okay, the sneakers that were okay, may dalawang tawag sa sneaker drop. Okay. I'm gonna do a blog for content idea of this is actually
You're
yung
getting ideas
ano
off of
yung
this.
mga
This is good.
I was thinking of na parang how can I explain the sneaker dictionary, so to speak, or terms. So, yung drop is basically release, no? So,
Yeah,
there are two
that's the
things that
date. Yeah.
were somehow considered when the sneaker would release. Number one, is it general release? Okay, if general release, meaning all the stores would have that pair. Meaning, all the resellers of Jordan say whatever that is. It Nike part? Is it Titan? Is it, sorry, this is not sponsored by any of those brands, but yeah. But whoever sells resells the Jordan brand will have that pair. And then the resale value of a general release will be really quite lower, no? As compared to a resale value of a limited edition collab. A limited edition collab, on the other hand, is that it will drop on a particular time, on a particular store, on a particular number of pairs only. So meaning, across the world in Asia, only 10 will get it. So the resale value, para siyang of course limited edition, no? So the resale value of those kinds of sneakers would definitely go super high. Okay, and that's what happened with the Travis Scott. The Travis Scott was released in a not general release. It was in a very small, in a small number of quantity across, of course, the entire Asia, and also even in Europe and America. So there was like, I don't know how many pairs, but there was really limited pairs to it, no? And then that was the first if I'm not mistaken, it's one, if not the first Travis Scott collab with a sneaker. And then, of course, Travis Scott, as we all know, is a very popular rapper in the States. And then collabs are quite big in the US. Yeezys, for that matter, is a Kanye West version of this, no? So yun yung economics of things. So the one is you buy it and then resell it. So yun yung mga talagang makikita mo pagka marami nagagalit within the sneaker community na parang binibenta nyo lang naman sa reseller and then bibili namin ng mas mahal. So yung talagang mga sneakerhead hindi nakakakuha ng good pair. So it was kind of unfair, parang ganyan, no? But it is what it is. They're getting it. Pumipila sila dyan, kahit anong gawin mo, may nagpapapila sila or not, it's still their hustle. Diskarte nila yun, eh, di ba? So some are all on for it, some are, of course, parang questioning it. Pero yun yung pinakasimple. Bili ka, ibenta mo. At sigurado may bibili. Lalo na in the pair of Jordan 1s. I'm telling you, lalo na kung limited drops, yung mga hindi siya general releases. Actually, kahit nga general release na plus 1,000 pesos. Bilis. Ang bilis talaga. So yun yung pinaka economics of this, no? And then the other thing you can somehow earn from it is, you do content for it. Similar on how I'm doing it right now. So I'm just an enthusiast. I just enjoy seeing this shoes here. And then I wanted to create content. It's a creative outlet outside my 9 to 6, no? So ano pa ba yung ano doon? Siyempre, yung passion mo for storytelling and then yung passion mo in collecting shoes. Why not marry them together and then create an output out of it, no? So from that point of view, that's where I
create content talaga. It's to be able to tell that story and have people filled in on the history of what it is that you're featuring in your video. Tama.
Correct. Yeah. So yun, parang so from there, so una is of course you buy and resell, and then this one is to monetize it through a platform, no? But this is a longer journey.
Have you ever had to sell? Have you ever bought a pair only to sell it later on?
I did for like siguro mga twice or thrice when we were in Japan in last year for honeymoon ni Camille, no? So I bought like 2 Yeezys. I was never a fan of Yeezys. Pero sakto, actually hindi ko nga alam na nag-drop siya sa Japan.
Okay.
So my friend who's also a sneaker collector messaged me and say na, "Uy, Chong, sobrang sold out na dito sa Manila yung Yeezy YHL." So hindi ko rin alam actually, so sabi ko lang, kamusta yung resale value niyan? Sabi niya, okay naman kasi like for example, in Japan you will buy it 1,000 pesos higher. But when you resell in Manila, that's like 5,000. Sabi ko, game. I know, 5,000 plus. So sabi ko, game. Right, sabi ko, wala na akong baggage. Game. So what I did was I bought 2 sneakers of that and then I resell it, no? It was quite decent because from that time, hindi kasi ganun kasikat yung, hindi pinapansin, this is just my observation, in Japan, yung Yeezys.
Yeah.
Pag drop nila doon, nandun lang siya, nakaset lang doon. Magugulat ka na parang, kumpleto yung sizes. Pero if you go in Manila, dude, the following, once the store opens, wala na, ubus na.
Done.
Like less
Done.
than an hour. So yun. So I kind of did that one, but it didn't work to my advantage. No, bakit? Because you have to really you have to constantly find a buyer. You have medyo kailangan mo siyang effortan. No, you have to post. You have to find who's looking for it. And me having a day job, I cannot always monitor my Facebook and then say, sir, meet up tayo sa ganito. Sir, meet up po tayo sa ganyan. Dude, hindi ko yung magagawa. So, sabi, sa loob-loob ko na parang, this is something that I don't see myself doing anytime. So I
at least
shift
na-try mo
my,
siya.
I know,
Na-try
it
mo
was,
siya.
and then saka may mga talagang bumibili. Yun yung talagang nakakagulat. Either ang bibili niyan is someone who really likes the shoe, or someone who will resell it in a higher value. Because nag-evolve pa rin yun. Merong bibili sa'yo at meron na siyang buyer na mas mataas.
Yeah.
So nakita niya lang na, kunwari, binibenta mo siya ng like what, 2,000 higher than SRP.
Yeah.
And then may buyer siya ng 5,000 higher than
Yeah.
SRP. Of course, he's gonna buy it to you and then he's gonna resell it also.
Definitely.
So may mga ganun, no?
Definitely.
So the other way that I'm doing is actually yung content, creating the content out of it, no? So this is, since I know how to edit, I know how to shoot, and at the same time, I know how to create those beauty shots, so to speak. Sabi ko, might as well video this one. And then, pero mahaba yung journey nito, Mike. Because this one, you really have to create good quality content for you to be seen by, of course, by brands, no? Or by people to get more subscribers. Even my channel now, it's just like being populated with followers or subscribers. But dapat hindi mo muna siyang isipin. You just have to put it that way, do the content, and then, of course, promote yourself. Promote it to your network. Promote it first in your family. After that, you promote it to your friends, to your classmates, and then you promote it to your office mates, no? And then later on, when they see that it's good content, it's quality content, similar to what you're doing right now, chances are they will be listening to it. They will be referring this channel or podcast to their friends.
Right.
And that's where everything else explodes. So, ganun yung parang dynamics of things.
I like that it relies on word of mouth, which is the most effective form of promotion. You know, kasi when it's word of mouth, that's the people. That's the people right there. That's the people who you're trying to sell to, technically. And they're spreading, you know, awareness around your brand.
Yes.
Right? So that's always been a, you know, something that I think I want to go for also with this podcast. Kasi, you know, I'm not sure about this, especially being in the pandemic. Let's back off sneakers for a while. Pero in terms of I don't know how far apart we are, but I'm 36. Anvey is in
31.
You're 31?
Pare,
sorry, I thought you were about in your mid-20s. Seryoso.
No.
Walang bullshit.
Walang bullshit.
Pero you know, that's not a big gap. 5 years is not a big gap. Pero you know, you're a person who is always around people all the time, right? So when I wanted to ask, rather, like, do you feel like with the people that you've been communicating with, not all of them are gonna be kasing edad mo. Merong mga bata dyan. And yung mga bata, you know, they have a tendency. I'm not saying all of them are. You know, you have some good kids out there. But there are some people who seem to have lost the art, or missed the art of having a conversation or actually having connection with someone. Right? Like what are some of the elements of making a good sale or building a relationship that has helped you throughout your career?
Well, siguro no, on the side, it's really you being yourself. I think that's the most unique selling proposition that you can offer to anyone. You being yourself. You don't have to fake yourself being someone that you're not to. You're not diba? Na parang
someone you're not.
Na parang if you're pretending to be someone, and then chances are, of course, how can I believe you when you say something? So you just offer how authentic you are to someone you speak to. Kung bargas ka. Kung edukado ka talaga. If you are someone that really appreciates this kind of things, then show it. If you love Filipino rap, say it to everyone, diba?
Gotcha.
That's basically it. You just have to be authentic. I think that's number one. When you're trying to quote unquote create word of mouth, and I've been doing this as a PR practitioner, the best promotion that you can get is someone endorsing you because you're not paying them or you're not asking them to do it. They're saying it because you're really good. Diba? Na parang, like for example, kunin mo si Mike na host mo because he's good, rather than you kunin mo ako kasi magaling akong host eh. So it's much stronger if it's coming from someone like me from the outside, your previous clients, or someone you've worked with, no? It's much stronger rather than you saying it na parang, hey guys, I'm Anvey and I'm a YouTuber. Watch my channel because I create great content. No, it doesn't work that way. You let other people tell that, hey, watch this video because he creates good content about 1, 2, 3. That's basically it. So yun, I think really authenticity. Number 2 is that you let other people tell how good you are rather than you telling it. I mean, of course, huwag ka na magbuhat ng bangko. Just do it to the best of your ability, no? And then third, most importantly, is this is for the kids out there, no? I'm sure they're gonna listen to this podcast one day or another. But it's really you have to have that grit of things.
Grit.
No?
Yes. Preach on, brother. Preach on. What has grit taught you, pare?
Yun, I mean, at the end of things, grit for me is like parang you really have to go along with it, no? It's something that motivates you along the way from you being you resolve things. It builds your character, and more importantly, really, it strengthens you as a person. So it's really courage from facing it. Kung kunwari hindi mo kaya, you just have to somehow try it rather than saying no to it, no? So yun, for me, it's really yun 3 things.
So it's authenticity.
So, number 1 is just grit. Be authentic. Number 2 is just authenticity, grit.
What would be the number 3 if you had a number 3?
Okay. Well, in the corporate world, usually I have like kasi this is more on the creative side, no? But in the corporate world, I have like my personal mantra. I call it PIF or PIF, no? Number 1,
can you run that by me again?
Passion.
Medyo naglag kanina.
So you do something that you're okay.
Sorry, yung what do you call it again? Your personal mantra?
Okay. So in the corporate world, I have like PIF. Hello? Yeah. PIF. Okay. So P basically stands for passion. So you do something that you're passionate about. Okay. Number 2, you do something for the sake of you innovating yourself. So it's innovation. So you innovate yourself, you innovate your content, or you innovate for the sake of innovating, no, or improving. And then F stands for focus, no? You have to be laser focused in the goals that you set. If the goal of the channel is to share to share your experience about sneakers, then so be it. If the goal of the channel is to share unique stories of yourself through traveling around the world, then be it, no? So you just have to really focus. Hindi siya parang, for me, it's also good, no? So some people do it na parang jack of all trades, master of none. That's also okay. It works for some. But for me, if you're really laser focused on what you want to do, you can do it in a more seamless way possible. So yun, on the side professionally, I follow passion, innovation, and focus. And the
Uh-huh.
creative part of things, it's really you being authentic. Number
Got it.
two is that grit. And then
Uh-huh.
of course, siguro last na lang on the creative part is, of course, being focused as well.
I
And
like
being
how
consistent.
I really like how that has the perfect blend of you having internal fuel as well as the technical know-how when you are to
Correct.
execute in this day and age, because a lot of it will have to in my opinion, in the near future, there are going to be some physical stores that are going to close down because they're going to have to migrate themselves online, where e-commerce is going to be thriving. It's on the rise right now. A lot. Also, I wanted to ask you about PIF, right? With
Mhm.
passion, a lot of people have. I'm glad to report this to you. A lot of people have found their passion, right?
Mhm.
But the challenge that most people undergo is, how do I get it out there? Like, for example, for Anvey Factora, when did you decide,
Mm.
na, you know what, screw it, I don't care what they say, I'm gonna do what makes me happy? How did it happen for you? When was your light bulb moment, or when was that
Oh
realization
God.
for you?
You know what? That was a really nice question, Mike. Because come to think of it, I haven't recalled it on a very specific personal manner. But if I correctly recall it, uh, I didn't see myself doing it from the beginning. It was for me an outlet, as I always say, no. But I remember that parang aha moment. That was like maybe 2 years ago. Uh, when I saw normal people expressing themselves in a free platform, inspiring other people. And I was referring to Nas Daily. So he was really good.
One
He
minute
was
a
a
day.
nobody. Yes, he was a
Yeah.
nobody before. He used to work in Google, if I'm not mistaken. But he used to work with Google. Quit his job, traveled around the world, created 1 minute video every single day in the 365 days.
He did. He
So
did.
sabi ko, so, no, I was like, parang, oh, if he can do it, I could also do it. But of course, as not as consistent. But see, that was a perfect example of you being passionate in what you do. He was a uh, he was a normal storyteller.
He is.
In how
Hello?
he does his videos, he
Yeah.
was a natural storyteller. And
Mm-hmm.
then from the beginning, of course, he didn't want the profit. It was really for passion, diba?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, he innovated himself.
Mm-hmm.
And innovation comes in different form: content, business, and format. And now, he's super focused in what he does. So doon yung pumasok yung parang quote-unquote framework ko, di ba? Na parang you do what you're passionate about, you innovate yourself along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then later on, once you get that parang secret sauce, you focus on it and make sure you're best in class.
That's right. I don't think a lot of people would find that secret sauce to execution just by finding their passion alone. That's
Correct.
why, with what you shared, I think part of the things that inspired you, well, not just the people that inspired you, but part of the things that inspired you is, you'd realize that you had to be more consistent with
Mm-hmm.
what you intend to do, the topics that you intend to cover, and also keeping it interesting and fun at the same time, 'di ba, pare?
Correct.
So,
Yes.
when it
No,
comes to,
I agree with you,
yeah,
Mike. I think the fun part is also good.
hmm, oh yeah, agree. I mean, I will have a link to your YouTube channel once I have this posted, because I really do think, and I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. I I set pretty high standards for myself, and that one is, it made me feel after watching it. Na sabi ko, hey, I'm friends with someone as creative as Anvey. Sabi ko, this guy can freaking do anything. Like, bro, we like in all the meetings. I think we had 3 meetings before your wedding. Because to our listeners, if you're tuning in just now, actually, the way Anvey and I got to met each other is because he used to be a previous client, one of my nicest clients ever, and he's apparently one of the most talented too. He is the type to actually call the shots. Most couples kasi, in my experience, so no one can ever dispute this, okay? In 13 years of, no, 12 years of hosting, I have seen the men just, lay back and slouch at that meeting, just relax, So, sir, what do you think of this segment? Like, okay, is this something that you guys need to talk about as a couple? Usually, it's the brides who would say, okay, here's what I want, sorry, why did I put that voice?
Gusto ko to. Ito gusto ko, ito ganyan. Sa kanya natin sila papasukin, etc., etc.
Yeah. Well, Anvey was not a groomzilla, but I felt the sense, I sensed that, and this is one of the main reasons, I mean, why I like you, is because you're just one of the people who know what they want. Even if in your job, right, I'm your client and, I'm coming up with, 30,000 ideas all at once, right? But you ask me, what do I want? And hindi ko masagot, and I leave that up to you. That's not gonna be a fruitful relationship, diba?
Yep. So agree with you, bro.
Ayun, pare. So that's how Anvey and I ended up on this podcast.
Yes.
And of course,
so I was
yeah. We also share a love for Jordans. Yours are ones, strictly ones.
Jordan ones, yes, strictly ones. All ones.
What is there? For example, there are different Jordans with Jordans that are popular. You have the 5s, you have the 8s, you have the 11s, 12s. Pero what drew you to Jordans? Dahil ba high cut lang siya, or do you connect with it in a special way?
Yes, there was a special connection to it when I saw it back then when I was in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Na parang sabi ko, para siyang ang ganda ng streetwear. Maganda siyang it was a shoe that I can parang kaya ko siyang dalhin. Kasi I cannot, for some weird reason, not all Jordans na parang nagagandahan ako sa paa ko.
Oh yeah.
na parang nagagandahan kang isuot, no? So there was a particular Jordan that was, particular shoe that I appreciate and I feel proud of wearing, and that was the Jordan 1. So when I saw it like 7 years ago in Hong Kong, and I was like, I think that was a good pair. But medyo natatakot akong bumili because one, I don't know if I can wear it properly. Parang nakakakaba siya. Well,
okay.
Because parang, do I need to wear it with the shorts? Do I need to wear it with the pants, etc., etc.? And then how may mga tamang way of wearing it ba? Dapat naka jogger pants ka, etc., etc. So there were some questions with me back then. But sabi ko, it is what it is. Just buy it, and then later on you figure it out along the way. And then that's where I bought my first pair. But actually, you have. Sabi nga nila, iba-iba lang yung colorway niya, iba-iba yung ano niya. But the ones that I have actually here are not the most expensive ones. The ones that I have here are the ones that I like. I think yun yung isang importante when you are a collector / an enthusiast / sneakerhead, if you wanted to call it that way.
How do you not get eaten, pare? Kasi it's so easy to get sucked into that habit and you start losing money. How do you stay afloat that? Yeah.
Okay. So, well, the basic tip that I have is that, of course, for as long as you don't have, should have a job in doing this one.
Number one.
Yep. You should have a job. And then, of course, number 2 is that you have enough savings for you and your family and your kids or whatever that is. No?
I want to
that
ask
you
this.
wanted to. Yes, Mike, go ahead.
Totoo ba na, does it apply for, is this a good question to ask yourself? Sinasabi nila na, listen, if you can't buy it twice, then you can't afford it.
Yes,
right?
of course.
And we're talking about just buying one pair. But if you can't buy it twice, then that means that
Then
you can't afford it. Okay. Does that
mhm,
hold true for
agree.
you?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
because the idea really is that for as long as well, ako nga, it's not even buy it twice, no. It's really more of, do you have a savings good for 6 months? No, if
Mhm.
ever you buy this one, you have a savings good for 6 months
Right.
that will keep you alive whatever happens. Say
Right.
for example, this pandemic or whatever scenario, you lost your job or what.
Sige, let's talk about that.
Diba?
That's
You
important.
went,
That's important.
diba? So
Mhm.
as long as you have like, I mean, hindi mo siya bibilin for the sake of you buying it at ipagyabang mo sa kaibigan mo. Tapos na yung part na yun. I mean, that was your early years siguro, or
Yeah.
unless you're super fucking rich. But
Yeah.
if not, don't do it. Don't do
Yeah.
it. You will really go in debt, credit cards, etc., etc. So
Totoo.
just make sure that number one, you have at least enough good savings, at least for in the next 6 months. Whatever happens, you have that month, no?
Right.
And then number three is that either you can repurpose it for whatever reason you want. You can do this, you can do content. If not, you might want to resell it. It's also fine, up to you, no?
Mhm.
Pero yun, don't just buy it for the sake of buying it because you want to pumorma ka na lang.
Mhm.
I think especially those who are, I mean, that walang ganun flexibility when it comes to their finances, they have to think twice first before they go into these kinds of ano, 'di ba? Parang investment kasi at you can look at it as an investment, but truth be told, it's not going to be investment because there
Mhm.
are only pairs that goes up. Katulad nung sinabi mo kanina, if you go to StockX is
That's the
basically
one.
yan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So when
Okay.
you go to StockX, basically that's where you put all your sneakers, no? So kunwari, you bought 1985 Jordan 1 breads. Okay, yun yung tinatawag nila breads, di ba? So
Yes.
breads. And then you go there and then you will see na parang when the Jordan Last Dance,
Mhm.
there was a true story. So when the Jordan Last Dance parang aired, episode 5 or 6 if I'm not mistaken, he wore two Jordan 1s or
Uh-huh.
Jordan or another pair of Jordan.
Right.
When at first it was like in StockX, parang ano lang siya. Say for example, 5,000 pesos.
Uh-huh.
When that particular episode aired, dude, it went so high. Times 3, times 5. So
Wow.
that's, I
So
know.
this is
So it
pretty
could
recent,
be,
ah? This is pretty recent. Nung
yes,
lumabas yung episode na yun,
yes,
nag-soar yung price niya. Is that what
yes.
happened? Holy
Times 3,
shit.
yes, times 3, times 10. I know.
Wow.
Let me find that pair. Pero in,
Go
in,
lang.
in principle, it
Uh-huh.
was really, yun, sabi ko nga you wouldn't know it kasi parang at first it was just selling on retail.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
nung we didn't know that it was gonna be showed there na parang the history of that shoe was
Yeah.
actually yun yung ang story ng shoe na yun, if I'm not mistaken, that Jordan 1 was, it was the last pair that he wore in the garden. Because Jordan
Yes.
loved to play in the garden, diba?
Yes.
In
Yes.
Madison Garden. So
Madison
that was the
Square.
last shoe that he wore playing in the 1998 because he know for a fact that he's gonna that's where he first played using the Jordan 1.
Yep.
And then that's where he will also last play using the Jordan 1. Let me
Yes.
find that pair actually.
Then saka
Jordan
para
1.
sinabi niya, sabi, how like his feet were bleeding after that game
Yes.
because of the shoe
Yes.
design, right? It's the Jordan 1,
Yes.
right? Pero
Correct.
kasi yun nga
Chicago ata yun. Hindi ko alam
Chicago's.
kung tama. Parang the
Yeah.
Chicago's, or yes, I think
Yeah.
the Air Jordan Chicago. It was
Uh-huh.
bleeding. He was
Uh-huh.
playing, and then that particular pair, super high.
Yeah.
From the beginning, it was actually already high. It was like, say for example, 30,000 pesos.
Mhm.
And then when that episode aired, it tripled. It became 90,000 pesos.
Jesus Christ.
So parang may ganon.
Would you spend that much if I give you a
No,
million
no.
pesos? If I get that, for example, if I gave you, I was your money godmother, right? If I gave you a million pesos, would you ever buy that for yourself? Just one pair, would you?
I would buy.
Now that's
Sa totoo
another
lang,
good question.
You know what? You know what? To be fair, that was a good question. But
Yeah.
you know what? I was never a fan of resale.
Understood.
I was never a fan of resale.
You see the thievery
Unless,
that's going on in
yes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the resale is not as far as the retail. Okay.
Yeah. So you would buy it at 30.
Yes.
You would buy at 30, but you don't want to do it at 90.
I won't buy too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like for example, the recent one that I bought, it was the court purple. It was the retail of that is 8,000. I bought it for like 9,000 pesos.
Okay.
Plus 1,000. Okay. Not bad.
Someone's got a profit off of it, right?
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Pero I won't, well, none in my experience, and I don't see myself doing it na maybe plus 10,000 from retail. I don't see myself.
That's a big
I'm just not a fan.
That's a big
I'm just
fuck
not a
no.
fan of it.
Fuck no. I wouldn't. Especially for a married man such as yourself. You know, you have a lot to take care of. You have a lot to cover. You know, let's go back to this. I've always wanted to ask you this. Sabi ko, I wanted to ask Anvey, how many shoes do you have?
If I remember correctly.
Oops. Yeah. Sorry, someone's calling?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Let me check. Sorry.
See, guys, he's a busy man. Thank you for squeezing me into your schedule. He just came from another meeting. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. You're fine. Anvey, this happens a lot. This happens a lot in the other episodes, so that's perfectly fine. Is there, so you have about 20 to 30 pairs, is that right? Because we were talking about this. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I have around 20 to 30 and counting.
30 and counting. So meaning...
Well, siguro mga...
Sorry, you there?
Oh, yes. Siguro mga ano, I just added 2 recently. Well, okay. My wife...
Hi, Camille.
Bought me... well, number one, he bought me, actually, she bought me the court purple. And then she told me na parang, sige, personally, you can buy another pair if you want. So I go, now, thank you. And sabi ko hanggang ngayon, nagagawa ko pa siya. Yes,
now, kids, that's what love is. That's what support is. Hindi siya pangungunsinte, but this is deeper than that. This is more profound than that. You have to know your partner and what makes them happy, and then support it. You're not stepping into their lives to switch everything up and then mold them according to what you want. That's not how marriage works. Agreed. Okay?
And then I think what's nice with that situation was, I had to ask permission. I mean, this time around, I think that's what changed.
Out of respect,
from last year. Yeah.
Understood.
So I had to now ask permission before I buy it. I mean, that's how it's gonna be actually right now, because I'm not thinking of myself anymore.
Yeah.
Well, so yun.
Yeah. Well, you have another Factora in the family, so, diba?
I know. That's why. So siguro yun. Ako, more than anything, Mike, no. Yun, being creator, being YouTuber, being a sneakerhead at the same time, etc., etc. It's something that you enjoy doing. It's something that you do because you inspire. You want to inspire other people. Because I had this unique story of me doing the sneaker reviews, no. Mm-hmm. And then I don't want nahilig din siya eventually, because of him watching the reviews or watching the videos na parang,
you mean my Jordans na rin siya ngayon?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pero same mindset that he has. He doesn't buy the super expensive ones, no? Yeah. He buys it na pagka inabot niya ng retail, pag inabot niya sa raffle, etc. So, yung normal, he buys it on SRP. That's basically it.
Okay, gotcha. With the number of pairs that you have, is there a particular ethic that you follow to give them equal love? Because you don't necessarily, we've established this offline. You don't necessarily resale your shoes. You actually plan on using
Yes.
them. So, is there a particular ethic that you follow personally, or a regimen that you follow in giving equal love to these sneakers? Do you use them Monday to Friday? Okay, this is gonna be on Mondays. Ito yung colorway. Fridays, ganito. Parang like how do you wear all of them?
You know what? Same. Meron kang mga sorry.
It's okay.
Meron kang mga personal favorite, no?
Uh-huh.
Na parang there are colorways that you really enjoyed wearing.
Yes.
See, for example, this one. Hold on, let me get this one. This
Show
is
it to
quite,
me. Yeah.
This
Show it
is
to me.
quite old. So this is a colorway that I enjoy.
I like that.
It's
I
not
love
as
that color.
expensive. Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait.
It's the Royals.
Yes, the Royal Blues. Kasi they have
Yes.
another one, the North Carolina Blues. The Carolina
Yes,
Blues.
the
yeah.
UNC.
The UNCs,
This
yes.
is
That's the one.
Yeah, the UNCs would be something like this. Pero I don't have the
You also
Jordan
have them?
UNCs.
Oh my
Yes, pero
god.
hold on. Ibang ano
Yeah.
lang siya. Ibang how can I
Oh,
open this?
wow. I am excited. This is exciting stuff. Sige, I'll show you. Is that your favorite? I'll show you my favorite.
Can I see it also?
Oh yeah, I'll show it to you. I got it here. And if it would be great if you can, share some history of this as well.
Sige, yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. So this is to our listeners. If you're listening at this point, you might want to continue this on the YouTube video, which I'll have posted, of course, on YouTube. It's becoming a show and tell of our sneaker collection. Of course, Anvey has the superior collection compared to mine. I only have like 1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
5 Jordans. I only have 5 of them.
Again, sabi ko nga, there should be no definition of you. As long as you love the pairs and then you appreciate it.
That's right. Okay. That's right.
So this is the UNCs actually. But it's a different UNC. Can
you move it closer? Ooh.
So this is the UNCs.
Yes.
So you have the other one, the UNC of the light blue, if I'm not mistaken.
Holy crap.
So this is more, I know, brother, that's something that, okay, this is a different material, pero this one is the OG colorway. So this is the bread toe in fly knit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, fly knit because of the material, no? So this is the OG colorway.
Oh my god. And it looks really comfortable.
Yes, it is.
Oh my
because
god.
Because of the fly knit material. Because
yes.
of the fly knit material, no?
Oh my god. Ang ganda.
So merong mga ganyan, and then you can also have like,
do you lace them up or do you lace them up or yes. do you wear them, or do you wear them na open laces lang?
No, I lace them up.
You lace them up, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is, okay, some of the history. This is the Jordan top three. So this one is in tribute to the top three, what do you call this? Teams that the Chicago used to love, parang playing with. So that's actually, so this is the color. This is Lakers.
Yep.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, Portland.
Yes. Blazers.
I think so. Trailblazers. This one I forgot, but let me check, guys. But this is, they call it Jordan top 3 because of the different color.
I'm guessing
Pistons.
The blue would be the Pistons. Yep.
Yes, yep. Pistons. So yes.
Oh my God, Isaiah Thomas, pare. I really think that he is Jordan's, nemesis. Hello. Podcasting in the time of Zoom, the Zoom era. Yeah, we're gonna wait for Anvey to hop on. Okay, he's back. Right, Anvey, can you hear me?
Yan.
All right. Okay. Awesome.
Yes, can.
Pare, ang galing nung Ang galing ng collection mo. It's pretty diverse, And you know the history behind.
Pero these
do you
are
know
normal, hello?
hello, can you hear me? Do you hear the history
Yes,
behind?
can.
Yeah. Do you know the history behind every pair?
Well, at first, no. But when you buy it, sometimes that's the time wherein I had to research more.
Okay, gotcha.
Because for me, there was some motivations. Well, at first, hindi mo kagad makikita, no?
Yeah,
so that's where now the geekiness of me comes in.
Yep.
Na I tend to research it more. So say for example, where is that? Okay, hold on.
All right. While you're, I won't keep you for long now, Anvey. But I understand.
No problem.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking for the pair, and then I'll show it to you. Actually.
All right. Cool.
This one.
What's that?
I'm not sure if this is the Jordan 1 Defiant. No, I'm trying to Google kanina. But if you see the
swoosh,
this is the swoosh is actually stitched.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I forgot
That's
what
pretty
it's called.
badass, man. That's pretty badass.
But
and
if you look, it has a
yellow.
Has a yellow shoe. I know.
Oh, holy!
I have another one. I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Sige.
So yung iba actually hindi ko naman talaga rin alam yung lahat ng history niya. But sometimes it looks so nice.
You have
that
to get it.
You have to buy it. So this one, if you look at the shoes, if you look at the swoosh, connected, yes.
Oh my god, it's like Back to the Future, bro.
Yeah. So and then if parang medyo hologram yung type. So this one is one of my favorite pairs actually.
I'd wear that with a suit.
I know.
Diba?
So this is the rotations that I have. The favorite ko. And then ano pa ba? Well, I could even go as loud sometimes as like this one.
I hope our listeners are catching this on YouTube. I hope you've switched to YouTube by now. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that.
So this is the Jordan Gym Red. So it's a full red color.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Ganda.
May mga iba-iba rin palang types of Jordan. So let's kind of do some quick updates. So you have the lows, you have the mids, and you have the highs. May mga difference, minor differences, but I think it's worth watching for your listeners and your viewers, no?
Oh yeah, thank you.
This one hindi ko pa siya nalilace up. Actually, hindi ko pa nagagamit isa.
So you just bought them?
Yeah, for now, but I will use it. So this is the Jordan 1 Bloodline. So this is a when you look at it, so meron siyang etong Air Jordan dito.
Yeah.
Nike Air. Sorry.
Yeah,
Nike Air.
Yeah.
So this is the highs. So bakit siya high? So of course, mas mataas siya ng konti. With this is the mids.
Yeah.
So if you look at it here, medyo mas mataas ng konti yung highs, no?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other Jordan 1 is the lows. So this is the lows. So the lows are basically yung maliit lang. Of course, the low cut, no?
Yeah.
Ang ganda ng puti. I know. This one you can really use in a suit.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion.
For sure.
Easy.
What do you know? What do you know about this? About this pair? Sorry.
Can I see it?
Sorry, can you see it?
Yes. Which Jordan was this?
11 retros.
Oh, yeah.
The Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
How much did you bought it? Or did you bought it in retail?
I bought it in retail. It was the last one in Robinson's Manila. So I had to call it in. Sabi ko kasi Titan was out. Rock and Soul was out. Shout out to Rock and Soul. But the retail, sabi ko doon sa Nike sa Robinson's Manila, meron ba kayo nitong Space Jams? Sabi nila, yes sir. Sabi ko, anong size? Size 9.5 na lang. Shit, sabi ko, I'm an 8.5. But you know what? Let me go there. So I went there, I fit it, and I got it. I got it anyway. Yeah. So these are the Space Jams.
Yeah, you guys know naman the Space Jam history, right?
It
was Michael Jordan's sneaker when he was filming Space Jam.
Yes, that was the
Yeah.
one. And the Concords. Oh, but
And the Concords.
ibang ano yun, ibang colorway yung Concords.
Yes,
Yeah, doon
yes,
sa
yes,
ano.
yes. Iba.
Space
Pero
Jam, Space
pero
Jam Concords.
there was really some ito yung nice part of the sneaker community or the sneaker talks is the history behind it, no. There
Yeah.
are times that actually yun nga, you just love it for the sake of it. It has a good colorway, or there is a unique story that you enjoy when you were a kid, like Space Jam.
Yes.
Dude, everyone loved Space Jam.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
And then of course, when you see the shoes being worn by Michael Jordan being sold now in retail shops, it goes back to your childhood memories and say, parang, oh, those are the pairs that I saw being worn by Michael Jordan when he was filming Space Jam. And then, of course, now you wanted it, of course, diba? So may konti talagang history, nostalgia.
Yes.
And then, of course, yun yung a little motivation on your personal, parang personal purchasing behavior.
That's
Na parang,
right.
yeah, might as well buy this pair because this is, it's you can buy it. You had the means to buy it. And the number two is that this is a pair that brings back something from your childhood or from history that you want to be part of, no?
Yes.
And then, of course, third and more importantly is that, yeah, you're seeing it as something that you can still wear kahit pagtanda mo. Kaya nga sabi ko nga, I was
it's a personal
to my first
It's a personal
diba?
It's a personal remembrance of your childhood and also the morals and values that came with it. Striving for excellence, stopping at nothing. Like yun nga yung if you remember Tim Grover, yung
correct
trainer ni Jordan and ni Kobe Bryant. You know,
yes,
they would always be the type to say na the thing that he said that Kobe and Michael had in common was they were the type to say, I don't care what the odds are, I don't know how we're gonna get there, I don't care how much I have to sacrifice to get there. And you know, that's also a driving force that can be a great addition to someone's life if you have that kind of attitude, diba?
Tama. Alam mo, Mike, what I really enjoy with right now with this collection is that you had something that you can somehow pass on to your kids, siguro. Sure. I'm using this as a motivation to the wife.
You can.
But yeah.
You can. You definitely can. Yeah. Especially for the young ones.
If you maintain it in good quality, your kids can definitely wear it in the long run. And then, yun, I mean, it's something that you can somehow share with the next generation. Say your kids, if not your kids, your nieces, your nephews, diba? But of course, just don't buy too much. I mean, buy the pairs that you can really rotate.
Yeah.
Well, for myself, I think you asked this earlier, Mike, no?
Yeah.
Well, there are yun nga, yung mga parang personal favorites mo. But from time to time, you just want to, like for example, this one I told you, hindi ko pa siya nagagamit. I haven't even laced it up. It's gonna be next in the vlog, actually. They said this one is parang overrated. It was general release. So it's the Bloodline. But anyway, I haven't tried it. But yun, just buy pairs that you can definitely rotate, you can use. And then more importantly is that just buy pairs that you enjoy and you feel happy wearing.
Definitely.
Kasi, 'di ba, kung hindi masaya, you feel that this is something that I'm just buying it for the sake of buying, I have the newest pair, and then you're not comfortable, you're not proud, you're not happy wearing it. Yeah. It's not as parang it's not as fulfilling as it looks.
Right.
Parang ganun. So yun.
Right.
Anyway, ang dami ko pa palang unbox. Sneaker vlog.
Pare, I'm excited.
And then
I'm excited for all the episodes coming up, pare.
You know what?
You're looking at your next content right there. We're looking at your next
Yes.
content right there.
You know what? I
see.
did one very recently.
Mhm.
I tried two Jordan ones.
Mhm.
Actually, part of the next content also na customized.
Mhm.
So for a
Customized.
particular colorway, yeah.
Mhm.
So like for example, this colorway, I changed it to a different colorway altogether. So
Ah.
there are professional quote unquote repainters
Mhm.
who does it. So
Wow.
talagang like for example, this gym red they can convert into bread toe,
Okay. Okay.
or they can convert into Chicago. So they had
Okay.
to repaint everything. So yun yung
Wow.
isa sa mga, yeah, I had to try it, and then if it looks well, maybe in the future I'll somehow,
Consider it.
I mean, yung ibang, yeah, yung pagka medyo na ano na, medyo luma na.
But that wouldn't that tamper with the authenticity of the product you just bought?
Yes,
It
but you
will,
just
no?
yeah, but for me it
But as
was
long as
more
you're
of
honest about it.
curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really curiosity. So from my end, sabi ko na parang, this is something na parang worth considering. So I have this colorway, like a white colorway, say for example. And then can I convert it to this?
Okay.
And then something
Gotcha.
like that. So I wanted to just see how it somehow looks in that perspective.
Yeah.
But totally agree with you. It's
But
somehow something that you.
in the on the other hand naman, it's not like, they're gonna check for authenticity by taking your shoes off of your feet and saying, tignan ko nga yung
Correct.
pang nito. Tignan ko nga yung ganito. Ay, hindi. Pininturahan. No one's gonna do that. No one's gonna do that anyway. Plus, if you're doing it
Agree.
for your own happiness, and at the end of the day, it's customization of personal effects or property is big business nowadays. Especially if you can do it correctly. If you can do it properly, then
Yes.
by all means have it painted according to what you
Agree.
want, because it's yours. You make it yours, diba? All right, understood.
Agree.
What would
Yun.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go in a minute, Anvy. I know you're a
Go
busy
lang,
guy.
pare. No
Pero
problem.
I have one more question. Out of
Go.
collection, which is obviously something that you are very, very passionate about, and more than the fact that you are using it as content for your YouTube creations, for your videos, it has also become somewhat of a part of a true part of your identity, right?
Yeah.
What is going to what do you imagine would be the one thing that would make you quit or would make you stop collecting these altogether? Like, when do you say enough is enough?
Oh, I think this is a question that my wife would want to hear my answer. So gusto niyo marinig. Mike, sinabi niya ba sa'yong itanong to?
No.
No. Kidding
Yeah.
on the side. But yeah, I think if it's you know what? I can't answer it because every time I would slow down, definitely. I would
Right.
slow down.
Right.
At the rate that I am right now, I'm slowing down. Dude, last year or 2 years ago, I was buying almost every month.
Crazy. Jesus Christ. Every month?
Yes, one every month. So you could just imagine. I know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hindi. It's not
so,
that I know. It's kasi sa akin kasi, it's what you do with it afterwards. It's what
exactly.
you do with it
Exactly.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So from I did slow down at this phase. I mean, actually when we got married last year, I slowed down already. Half year. Last year I just bought siguro like what? 2 pairs, 3. So majority of what you're seeing here is actually from like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Of collections. So I'm gonna slow down. But I don't think personally, I won't. I don't think I will stop. But I would slow down. Maybe 1 per year at the minimum.
Right.
And that's like how many years of my life possible if until 100. So that's like 70 pairs additional. My love. No. I'm just kidding.
Ay, come Camille, well, I think if I were Camille, it would be a small price to pay to be with to be with a good man. Because you are a good man, you are about other people, other people's happiness, and you've always struck me as a man who has figured out consistently how to contribute to other people's lives with what you do, how you do it, and the general impact that has on your immediate vicinity, which is the people that you love and the people who love you back, diba? So,
Thank you, Mike.
pare, I mean, nothing but respect for you. All the best on your YouTube creations. I actually am subscribed to your channel.
Salamat. Hopefully it's gonna grow. Yeah. Hopefully it's grow.
What's the end?
It's gonna grow soon.
What's the end goal for those videos? Are you hoping that maybe sometime in the future a client's going to pick it up, or
Yes, of course. That was the end goal. Right now, of course, the primary is to. I don't look at it immediately as profit generator, but
yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
I am keen to move forward with that route.
Understood.
Meaning,
you got to be open.
no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First, definitely I have to build the credibility.
Mm-hmm.
I had to build the channel. I had to build the followers, etc., etc. But the end goal, continue this, and then number 2, be sustainable in the reviews. Because truth be told, if you have good followers, if you can do this properly, brands would go to you, and then you don't need now to pay. To buy a pair. And then you get the immediate releases.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the goal. That's the underlying goal of it. And then, of course, at the end of everything is, of course, get profit from the YouTube ads and potentially for brand partners. I mean, it's not a conflict of interest with my industry.
Yeah.
And might as well take advantage of what skills I have right now and the technical know-how, how I do it. So, dude, bakit hindi ko siya gamitin to my advantage? So I had to work.
Bro, imagine.
Diba?
Imagine yung immediate releases. You have that on, every quarter or every month. Bro.
Exactly. Yun yung what do you call it? The dream, the big dream.
That's Anvey at 100 years old, my friend,
Yeah, I know. And then siguro a side motivation ko, Mike, is that they I read this back then, but it was the timer and it was the YouTubes or podcasts are not yet a big thing, no? If you wanted to stay alive, it's either 1, you write a book. 2 is you I forgot the other ones, do a movie or something. Then so ganun. But this is YouTube or podcast is one way of you immortalizing yourself.
100%.
Diba? 100%. Diba? If you look at it, you just have to revisit it na parang I can always show the videos to my future kids and say, hey, your dad is a YouTuber, oh.
Yeah.
Can do it. This is me like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When we were in the pandemic, this is me, oh. I was doing this review. So, you know what? It's like immortalizing yourself and somehow treasuring those quote unquote youthfulness of you being still capable to deliver like insights, observations, and some of the things that you like and don't like about a particular topic. Because right now it's like a shoe, quote unquote, channel. But then again, it could evolve.
And you can cover you can cover anything that you want. Yeah. Anything that you want.
It's your channel.
Yeah, it's
your channel. Diba? So it's really about what passionate things you are. And then 2 is that how you innovate along the process. And then number 3, again, I just go back to the PIF framework, is that
one more time. Let's go over that one more time. P is for passion.
So number 1, P is for passion. So you have to be passionate in what you do.
Right.
Number 2 is you have to innovate. You have to innovate yourself. You have to innovate your content. You have to innovate everything that you do so that you can adapt to situations. And then number 4 is that once everything else is okay, you focus on it. You focus, you be consistent, and you sustain everything. So, and I think that's basically how it is. And that's how I will do it along the way, no?
Pare. You know, everything that you've shared so far inspires so much within me to actually enter my own flow
You should,
state.
pare,
Enter
you
my
should.
own flow state because when you are in your element, and you can only be in your element when you are happy with what you're doing, which is 100% the vibes that I'm getting from you. You're very happy with your content, you're very happy with how you're doing it, and also you appreciate it so much, you have enough respect for what you put out there to be consumable by people who share the same passions that you do, or the same hobbies that you do. With when it comes to that piff, sabi ko, okay, that's going to be something that's going to be sticking with me for a long time, because when I asked you that question, passion, not a lot of people find their passion. I might be talking, I might be including myself in that conversation, because, even passion, you get burnt out sometimes. And innovation
Yep.
and F is focus, right? So innovation and
Hmm.
focus can get you places. So,
Agree.
you've given me my homework, definitely. It's been such a I had a great time talking to you about it. Thank you so much for carving out the
Thank you. Thank
time of the day. But at
No problem.
offline, you like, is it okay if I ask you for, in the future, if I'm going to get more pairs? Not that it's going to be in any time in the near future. Kailangan ko pa mag-ipon. I'll ask. You'll
Agree.
definitely be the guy that I run to. Should I want information on a particular pair,
Of
if
course,
especially if
pare.
they're
No problem.
Jordans. Pare. All right. Thank you so much to all our listeners, and thank you so much, that was Mr. Anvey Factora. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Mike, for having me. Maraming salamat. And I hope to talk to you again soon, pare.
Yes, sir. Okay. Pare, Anvey, stay up and please send Camille my regards.
Yes, yes, I will.
All
I
right.
will. Salamat, Mike. Sorry kanina. Alam mo kung bakit?
Why? What's up?
Ano ka na ba? Hindi ka na naka-record?
I'll do it now. Okay. Bye, guys.